actually preventing disease as opposed to just treating people once they arrive in the hospital. So I think that our program is in a really great place to take advantage of a lot of changes that are happening in healthcare, as well as just doing what's right for humans. So thank you all for coming. This is kind of the culmination of a year's worth of a lot of really amazing events. Hopefully some of you have made it to some of our other events in the year, and if not, and if you enjoy this event, please make sure we have your email address and we'll inform you about all the other events that we have going on coming up in 2013. Sharon is one of the key nutritionists in our program. Sheila is my event coordinator. We have a whole team of other folks, and we've all been working hard to pull together a calendar of events for next year. Lots of nutrition, lots of stress reduction, lots of cancer-focused events, that sort of thing. So please let us know if you're not on our mailing list and you'd like to be part of it. But I think just in ending, I just wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday. If you didn't get it, we have some great little holiday treats, and so help yourself to one of those. And thank you for coming, and have a blessed new year. So I'm going to turn this over to Sharon. She is going to talk a little bit about the health benefits of tea in conjunction with our partner for the evening. So let me turn it over to them and they'll get started. Thank you.
Next year, tea is our focus tonight. Okay. So, the history of tea. It is such an incredible story. And it is so long and so much has been written about tea. But it's established, it's kind of thought to be about 5,000 years old. And there are so many legends and myths around tea. And one that most people know about is when the Emperor of China, who was Shennong, happened to get a tea leaf in some water that he was boiling. He didn't know it was a tea leaf at that stage. But he got a leaf in the water, tasted it, it seemed to brew really well, and he liked it. Found that it was very invigorating, and it tasted really good. Now, it's the most consumed beverage on the planet besides water. So there's coffee drinkers, get over yourself. Tea is the thing. And in China today, 1 billion Chinese will drink an average of 5 cups of tea a day. So a lot of people are drinking this. Camellia sinensis, this is the name of the tea plant. And there's white tea, there's green tea, there's oolong, and then there's the black tea. And it's really just the difference on processing that makes the tea different. They all come from the same plant, but it's how it's processed. White and green is the least processed, oolong is in the middle, and black is the most processed. And when it's processed like this, the nutritional value can change. It's kind of like looking at refined carbohydrates. You know, the whole thing around breads, and when we take the fiber out of it, we lose the nutritional value. And that's pretty much the same goes for the tea. But tea is very, very dense with flavonoids, and that's the reason why drinking it is so very healthful. Phytochemicals, and I think if you've been to a couple of my talks, you know that I'm always going on and on about phytochemicals. So these are the things that you're going to find in fruits and vegetables. But what they found now is that tea has such an immense amount of flavonoids. It's absolutely amazing. And the interesting thing about this is that a couple of years ago, when I was looking at the data for some of the medicinal research around tea, there wasn't a lot of trials that have been done. Just recently, it is just flooded. I can't believe how much research is around. It's quite exciting, I think, anyway. So about 1/3 of the weight of tea leaf is flavonoid, which is extremely high. And a serving of tea is like adding servings of fruits and vegetables to your diet. And now the question is, researchers are asking, can tea produce more healthful benefits than, say, fruit and vegetables? Are there more flavonoids in tea than there are fruit and vegetables? That doesn't mean to say you're going to give up the fruit and veggies, but just add the tea to the diet. The health benefits of tea are heart disease, helps with reducing cholesterol, increasing the HDLs, reducing the LDLs. An interesting study showed just recently that black tea, even with sugar and milk, reduced blood pressure. Hence my little face over here. The sugar, of course, is not something that we're so crazy about. But even the black tea with milk and sugar reduce high blood pressure. Phenomenal. For those who hail from England, and tea and milk is everything that is part of their diet, not such a bad thing. Diabetes helps with type 2 diabetes, insulin and blood sugar control. And what about this one? Osteoporosis and osteopenia. That was a big aha for me. When I saw that study, this is amazing. And it makes sense, because one of the issues around this is that you're reducing inflammation, and tea is a major, major, major anti-inflammatory. Weight loss, we know this. If I'm putting people on dietary programs, I'll have them have a cup of tea after each meal, because it helps to satiate them, and it also helps to increase the metabolism and burn more fat. And then from the GI point of view, it provides a probiotic effect. You know the stuff you think you get from yogurt? This has probably a lot more benefits.
Sharon, if you're taking questions,
Sure.
are you talking any tea?
Yeah.
Any tea?
Absolutely. At first we used to think it was just green tea, and all the studies were done around green tea. Black tea is really high on the list now, so is the white tea, so is the oolongs. All the teas they're looking at.
Not herbal.
Well, herbal would be fine, because Jens over there was telling me the one time when I had this wonderful time at their house, sitting in their tea room, and I said, my favorite thing is jasmine tea. And she said to me, the black tea is great, but the jasmine, because it's such a popular thing, is probably the thing that is most sprayed. And there's no control around that, because everybody wants jasmine. The tea is fine, but the jasmine that they actually use could be the problem. So when we look at the herbals, we want to see which ones are going with that. But if you like a herbal tea, and there's not enough of the black or the green, just add it to it. Makes it kind of yummy.
Also, I'm looking at 4 to 6 cups of green tea would have me climbing the wall.
I know, but you cook with it.
You cook with it?
Yeah, and we're going to get to that part. So we have 15 minutes each, and I'm very aware of the time here, so I'm going to run through this. Health benefits. This is my favorite thing. I've always said that tea is like a cup of meditation. And the reason for this is theanine and caffeine are very good at reducing cortisol. And cortisol is the get up and go hormone. It's the one that you'll feel really wired on. So it's good for calming the body. So theanine controls the caffeine. So when you get really caffeinated, theanine is the thing that calms the body down somewhat. And what they know now is that tea drinkers experience better task performance and alertness. And this is just a very recent study that was done in the Netherlands. The monks knew this. You know, the monks brought all the tea to Japan, and that's where that started. But the whole spirituality around that, the meditation around tea, is because theanine calms the body down and the mind. Good stuff. Alzheimer's and mental cognition is really good for glaucoma and eye disease. Hair and skin. I saw that last week. That was the first study that came up. Rehydration. And we always used to think that tea was very dehydrating. Now the data is actually showing it's really good for rehydration. Cancer, shrinking tumors, and this is an interesting study, very recent. As I said, the last 2 months, I've been astounded at what's come up. Potential prostate cancer treatment, green tea and the gold seeds together. Interesting. So how does this work? Well, there's 30,000 polyphenolic compounds. These are those phytonutrients. 30,000 in tea. It's huge. It boosts immunity. It's very antibacterial. In fact, in a lot of countries in Japan and China, they'll use tea as a mouthwash. It helps with the bacteria and any mouth infections. It's anti-inflammatory. We know that for a fact. It's very good for detoxification. It supports the liver in many ways. And it's very, very important for DNA turnover, and that's the link with cancer.
Sorry, the last slide said green tea with gold seeds.
For prostate treatment. does all these things work? Again, these phytonutrients, these 30,000 polyphenols, are very important for our genetics. Epigenetics, these are the things that alter your genes. And so diet and lifestyle can change the expression of the gene. So when you're having the tea, it can change the way that functions. And here's the dosage. 4 to 6 cups a day would be great. And if you can't drink it, cook with tea. Rice, cookies, cakes, soups, stews, rice, what? Marinades. And now because it's the holiday time, all the very fancy bars in San Francisco are using teas as infusions to put in vodkas and martinis. Tea syrups. Over here, great recipe. If you're going to be drinking now in the holidays, add a little bit of tea to that alcohol. Great, great, great phytonutrients in your vodka. And then the last but not least is tea seed oils. This is great oil. I love using these oils because, again, we're talking about really high phytonutrient density and it has a major impact on the body. 2 minutes. Any questions? Yeah?
Where do you get the tea seed oils?
You have to go online for those. Tea seed oils have to be bought online. Yes?
If you add honey, do you still get the same benefits?
If you add honey, do you get the same benefits? Sure. There's 30,000 flavonoids in there.
Okay.
If that's the way you're going to drink tea, sure.
That's just a teaspoon usually.
Yeah. Cut it down to maybe half a teaspoon would be good.
Okay. What are gold seeds?
For prostate cancer. Any other questions? 15 minutes.
Right. Okay. When you say a cup, you mean old-fashioned cup?
Yeah.
So a mug is probably.
A mug is 2 cups, so you're looking at about 6 ounces. 8 ounces, which is not a lot.
So you really aren't different between green tea or black tea or oolong or whatever?
So all the studies initially were done with green tea. Now they're looking at all the studies with all kinds of teas across the board. The green tea and the white tea are less processed, but there's also some other health benefits with the other teas too. So the thing is, drink the tea you love. And the teas you don't like, then maybe you want to cook with those. Put them in stews and things like that. We'll be around for some questions after that.
Sure.
Thanks, Sharon. That was a great presentation. We'd like to thank the Marin General Hospital Center for Integrative Health and Wellness for inviting us to the event this evening. And we'd like to tell you a little bit about the reasons why our company is different. And part of that reason is because we source our products and our tea directly. We go to the source, and this is an example of that is this first slide. You can see the Piaui building where our Piaui teapots and Travel Buddy infuser bottles are manufactured. Here's a slide you can see inside the factory itself. And in this picture, I'm with Mr. Shen, who's the inventor of the Piaui teapot, and we were fortunate enough to get a personal tour of his oolong tea farm. And in this slide, I am standing with Mr. Chen in his organic oolong tea farm in Taiwan, and he is a true master craftsman when it comes to tea. He has an organic source of tea that he can use to make many different kinds of tea, and he's been in the business for over 30 years, so he has a tremendous knowledge of the business. And here's Yang Su talking to Mr. Chen and his organic black tea farm. And I really like this picture. This was taken that I took a picture that I took in the midst of his organic black tea farm, and it kind of looks like you get the feeling like you're on another planet, all surrounded by the tea. And in this picture, I'm holding some organic fertilizer. And this is a picture of the tea nut, which is the tea plant uses to reproduce. And in this picture, I am just taking a picture of some of the workers, the ladies picking the tea. It's all hand-picked. And I'd like to tell you something about our Puer tea. This is a slide I've shown to many people. This is in Yunnan, China, which is close to the Himalayas. And this is where a lot of our tea comes from. And to get out there, it's about 13 hours of driving. It's all mountains and rice fields like this. And this is a handmade stone road on top of the mountain. It's about 6,000 feet high. And here you can see how they plow the rice fields with the water buffalo. There's very few cars there. It's very clean and very pristine environment. So if you go about 2 hours on that road, total of about 15 hours, you come to this tea tree. And they said this is the oldest tea tree in the world. This is a Puer tea tree, which is over 3,700 years old. So it's pretty amazing that they get that old, and shows you some of the unique properties of the Puer tea trees. Now the reason why Puer tea is different from other teas is that unlike other traditional teas, it is not baked, it is just rolled and sun-dried. And here you can see the tea airing out a little bit, and then it goes through this rolling machine, and this is the inside of the rolling machine. You can see it's hollow like an empty tin can, and basically it's like a washboard. They roughen the outer surface of the leaf, and then it's sun-dried. And that's why the tea has a natural probiotic properties, because it's not baked. They don't kill everything, so it has a very good effect for your digestive system, and that ends up being really beneficial in terms of it's one of the best teas for cholesterol, raising good cholesterol and lowering bad cholesterol, one of the best teas for weight loss and digestion, and some other properties which I'll mention later on. And here you can see that's my hand, and you can see how big the Puer tea leaf gets. And this is from the Camellia sinensis, and the variety is called a Samica, so it's a very big leaf variety of the tea plant, the tea tree. And this is a picture of Yang Su's hand. There are 8 different leaf sizes, ranging from the tiny little sprout and the other leaves. So they pick the younger leaves. When they get very large, they don't use them to make tea. They'll use something in the range of these leaves, which you see here. I really like this picture. This is a picture I took of some boys in Yunnan, some schoolboys, and they just came up to me, and it was a really pleasant part of the journey to meet these young boys. And here's a beautiful picture taken in Sichuan-Banao, one of the most famous areas for Puer tea in southern Yunnan, and you can see the Puer tea being sun-dried, and you can see how natural everything is with the bamboo. And here's a picture of some actual leaves that may be picked from a very natural tea tree that's growing on this mountainside. A Yunnan wildflower. And here Yang Su is standing with an 800-year-old Puer tea tree. as you can see on this part of her journey, there was a storm coming, so you can see the humidity and the rain, and there was a little bit of tension there that they were worried about getting out of this storm. And this picture is a friend of ours who has a pretty amazing story regarding the Puer tea and weight loss. Kathy, she weighed about 153 pounds at the beginning of this year in January 2012, and now she weighs about 118 pounds, and she's been drinking the Puer tea regularly, maybe 8 to 10 cups a day. She drinks it like water, and she said that it suppresses her appetite, and it's allowed her to lose a lot of the weight that she's been trying to get down to this weight for the last 26 years since she had her 2 kids. And this picture is a pretty amazing story that I heard about this year. And her name is Christina Krakow, and she wrote me a letter saying that she had been drinking our tea she started drinking our tea about 3 years ago, and she met us at the Marinwood Farmers Market. And she said when she had met us, she had just been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And she said that she's doing great now. She doesn't take any anti-inflammatories or any steroids. And she said that she's running half marathons and doing Olympic distance triathlons. So this is just a testimony that shows that what a dramatic effect the Puer tea has on for anti-inflammatory properties. And these are some pictures, more pictures of her doing her events. And this is another story, a recent story that one of our colleagues at the farmers market, the mama from the Mama's Red Sauce. This is Dupe and her mom, and her mom has been drinking our tea after only drinking our tea for 3 weeks. She found that she has 2 knees, arthritic knees, and an ankle that gets often gets swollen, and she found that after drinking the Puer tea for 3 weeks, that the pain in her knees was gone, and that the swelling in her ankle went down. Pretty amazing story. This is a picture of Amy Nelson, an acupuncturist in Mill Valley that sells our tea, and you can read her comments about Puer tea and why she's a big advocate of Puer tea, and how it is thought of as a medicinal tea in the Asian medicine. And she also explains why she recommends that a lot of her customers switch from drinking coffee to tea. She said that it instead of giving you a big rush of energy and then you later crash, she thinks that the Puer tea gives you a much more constant flow of energy throughout the day. And also she mentions many other health benefits, cholesterol, digestion, weight loss, and you can read about her whole comments on our health section. And now you could we'd like to say that Puer tea is becoming a lot more well known now, and we're kind of proud to have our tea in Michael Mina Restaurant is using our Emperor Black Puer to make some pastry creations in their restaurant, and it's one of the highly ranked restaurants in not only San Francisco but in the world. Recently, one of the top restaurants in San Francisco, Le Folie, has started serving our teas as well. And now Yang Su is going to tell you about the tea culture.
Hi. So I started worrying what I can do, and then I found out one time trip in Chengdu, I found out the Puer tea really can help my high cholesterol. That's why today I run my tea business. The 95% I sell Puer tea. And then I need to go to China 3 to 4 times a year to check the vendor and the whole environment, because I drink this tea for my healthy purpose. So I want for sure the tea I will drink and then I will sell to people. So this is the recent trip in Chengdu. I want to show our tea culture a little bit. So this is the tea house in the Chengdu, and it's like in the alley. It's a very private area. They not really care about the business. They more care about the tea lover and tea drinker. So this is the entryway. And then when I walk in, I see all the wall is Puer tea. That's the old tea cake on the wall. You can see the owner really like a collector. In China, we say that only one antique you can drink is Puer. The oldest Puer tea in the world still like 100 years old tea cake. 2007, they sold 400,000 American dollars. Yeah. And then that's one of the collector teaware. And tea in our Chinese is very social. It's how important as like you need to drink water every day. We need to drink tea every day. And then tea become a social life. For example, when I went to China, I do business. We don't feel like anything had to have a paper, formal discussion about a business. We just sit down and drink a tea, and maybe a few hours later, done the business. And we don't know when we start to talk about business and when we end. Just really like a social life. It's very interesting. And this is the room you can have a private room for your family or friends. And this is the show a little bit tea ware. And then you see, tea is in Chinese is not just for drink. It's a lot of art and a lot of history. So, and the tea ware, anything, all have a lot of artists involved. It's a very beautiful life. And this is the other room. You can have a shared table with other people. And this is my friend, and also she is my tea vendor too, and she invited us. And then she brewed some kind of tea, the 20 years old Puer. It's very nice. And that's like the other corner about the tea decoration room. And that's the other room. So yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoy the tea we brewed today. Thank you.
Where do you buy this tea when you're not around?
Right now I don't go so many tea company. I only go to tea vendor only. One is like under 100 years old tea tree. They have like 30 to like 100 years old tea farm.
I think she's asking when you're out of town, how do they buy it?
This tea? Where do we buy
We sell it online. I'm usually the guy that helps take care of our 2 kids when she's gone. So most of the time I'm here.
Culture Madeiras
And-
Market.
Yeah, you can get it online, and we sell it in
And
farmers
that's
market.
farmers market.
Farmers Market in Culture Madeira.
Yeah, and we do have a couple of places we sell wholesale
What
too.
day is that market?
Wednesday in the town center.
Oh, yeah.
And then Friday in CVS parking lot, but that's we do every Friday. And Sunday is Sausalito Dunphy Park.
Okay.
Yes, we have our schedule in our Facebook. You can check it every month. Yes. Yeah.
A couple questions. Are they all organic?
Some is non-pesticide. Like today, the tea we serve is organic in China. And this company, they not just make a Puer tea. Yunnan very famous for black tea. And this company, they sell to Germany every year. They have to provide an organic certification paper, go with. And in Germany, people send the people come to check too. So for them, they can pass the Germany. So they have a Chinese certification. Then they don't do American organic that kind of paper because they just pay $10,000 for get paper only. For them, their tea don't have enough to sell. That's why they don't want to spend extra. Actually, from my experience, the real organic tea vendor is very small. You know, like some I have a tea like over 300 years old tea tree made. That's every year only certain small amount. So when you care organic, you know, some people they really organic, but they don't have a certification. That's because I went there, I really checked. For example, I went to buy the tea. I not just check they are organic tea farm only. I checked all environment. I checked for all mountain, not any, you know, any the kind of factory is a bad one. And when on this company 6,000 feet high mountain, the all around is rice farm. Then I checked. It's not just they told me they are organic. I figure out it's very difficult to do the pesticides. Every step is like this high. If only like a water bottle can walking around. Even the human carry the chemical to spread the chemical, I think no one can do it. So that's why they use the spring water, rice farm to naturally recycle to organic the area.
Another question.
I think I'm going to get you to come up and ask Yang Su to come and have a little chat with her, if that's okay. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Over there. And Yang Su? Okay. So I'd like to thank Larry and Yang Su for joining us tonight. You know, it was the beginning of this year that we wanted to have cooking with tea and all the health aspects of tea. And I'm really so pleased that we left it till the end of the year, because what I have learned through them has been phenomenal. Their information has been incredibly helpful to me. And now, as I said, only recently in the last 2 months have we started to see this data come up with all the different types of research with tea. As they said, their teas are, you can buy all their teas online and you can go to the farmer's market for them, and their teas are delicious. So thank you very much for coming. Tea and cake is served, so please help yourselves. Any questions, firstly? None? Okay, thank you.